Hello, sir. My name is Mark, and we have not yet had an opportunity to speak. And I'm actually just going to walk you into what we call Springfield. It's actually just my condo in downtown Toronto. But what makes my little property here somewhat interesting is I'm going to explain it to you. It's essentially a model derived somewhat from documents that came into my possession that were at the time classified, and some of them still remain as such, regarding how the CIA essentially conducted what ultimately would be called mind control. Now, my goal was to sort of create a personal development application using basically recorded wave files collected from a sound attenuator. We basically have this is a nice Milan sofa from Italy, but it's quite messy at the moment. But the subject would essentially lie down here, and we've done trial experiments over the course of approximately 24 months. We've reconfigured many of the peripherals here so that we can actually get vitals on the subjects. We've also configured a camera installation to essentially mount into a ceiling mount, and when it's actually operational, this essentially becomes sort of, if you will, the initial component of, I guess, a neuro-linguistic programming bay. My goal is to sort of induce the subject with affirmations that are very specifically designed and essentially driven by Sun and Oracle. The subject, two of them right now, namely myself and another participant, we've experienced some phenomenal results. And I've been following you quite intimately. This is my painted area where I sort of write my ideas down. I was able to become entirely proficient in about all of these languages and then more in approximately 3.5 weeks. We basically have sort of this is where all of the audio and instruments are basically used to create what I would just generally call I guess like a giant sort of soundtrack that is essentially given to the subject. Now over here, it's a little bit different than a typical Oracle configuration. I've had to sort of make my own modified like anti-static sort of barrier here. Now the subject, basically what makes the experiment very interesting is over here I've configured a projector. Now when the condo is actually clean, the projector is networked directly to the Oracle grid, and using a series of HDMI-based connections, the subject unknowingly, while they sleep, due to basically a trigger in the alarm, essentially is exposed to a variety of different media. And I've been able to sort of calibrate the monitor so that the blue light isn't too disruptive. We're basically sort of trying to determine peak periods of mental acuity in the subject, and basically by sort of studying somewhat indirectly and definitely not formally. This is definitely not the way you should be doing things. We're sort of trying to determine how to make super people, in a way. At least I am, as a private researcher. I don't come from a scientific background, and I have a lot of questions, but what the real purpose of me contacting you is, we've discovered a series of documents, and we're trying to sort of put together a big puzzle. And that's why I need to talk to you. I need to learn more about physics, and quickly.